Good morning. Hi, everyone. Happy Sunday morning. What do we call the Sunday between Black Friday and Cyber Monday? Shopping Sunday? I don't know. Anyway, whatever it is. Hey, y'all. Mary. I see a bunch of friends in the comments and a bunch of channel members. Let me shout out these channel members. Hey, y'all. That's Francis B. Polly from Glass Half Full. Dee, who's back from her jaunt around Europe, her 21-month cruise. Abba's here. Good morning. Stephanie's here. Hey, members. All right, I was corrected last week. I am not in a basement apartment. I'm in a garden apartment. This was a very important distinction, I was told, by the homeowners. And since we're still in the homeowner's home, we're going to correct that. I am in a garden apartment. There's a full door. There's a full walkout door right beside me. That's what the light is coming in from. So yes, it's not a basement apartment. It's a garden apartment. Still in the garden apartment. Still in British Columbia. It is still cold. Like, you know when it's like, oh, this is like not fun cold? This is like it gets into your bones cold. For no reason. I don't know why. But they like it here. It's a lot of bad decisions. It's a lot. Good morning, Sarah. Morning, Yvonne and JG, Motown Investor. Thank you. I got these earrings at a craft fair in Mexico City. There's lots of like craft fairs down there. So we went to a craft fair here yesterday in Summer Street on the island. I saw earrings I liked. I didn't buy them. They were beaded earrings. I didn't buy them. All right. Sarah, you're back from Mexico. Where in Mexico did you go? Remind me. And why was it amazing? Morning, Angela. Okay, so today we're talking about things that I don't love about living in Mexico, but I also, more generally, want to talk about the things that you don't love about where you have moved to. And not like in a, this place is terrible kind of way, but in the sense that like, you don't have to love everything to live in a place. And that in life, the way life is set up, there are naturally going to be things like your life you can view your life as perfect and still be like, I don't love that thing over there. Like I love generally everything, but that one thing over there isn't enough to make me not love my life. That's not what we're saying. We're not saying you don't love your life where you're living. I love my life in Mexico City. But like there are little things that I'm like, if I had a magic wand, I'd magic wand that away. Right? So this is what we're going to talk about today. Like, what are the magic wand things you would change? And I want to hear from all of you guys in the comments. If you've moved abroad, or if you moved to another city, or you thought about moving somewhere, and then you saw something and you were like, oh, no, that's not for me. Tell us where you were, what it was, all that stuff in the comments. But first, hi, good morning. My name is Roshida Dowe. I am a career break coach. Most recently quoted in Marie Claire. I'm in Marie Claire's Power issue on newsstands now, which I have not seen. And I need to ask one of you to get me the newsstand copy if I can't get it on my flight back. If it's not in, I don't know if I'm going to be able to find the US Marie Claire in the airport in Canada or the airport in Mexico because I don't have a layover in the US. So if I can't find it on my way back on Tuesday, I'm going to ask one of you guys to grab it for me. I am the career break expert in this month's Marie Claire. Hi, new people. That's me. All right. So I'm kind of really excited about that. The digital article is out, so I'll share that one of these days. I don't share things. Things happen like that, and I'm like, oh, that's cool. Speaking of, I was so excited yesterday. I woke up with 29,999 subscribers. I was like, yes, I'm gonna hit 30,000. We're gonna have a party. We are so close. Child, all day long I watched that thing tick backwards. That counter just ticked backwards and backwards. After I posted this title, this for today, the thumbnail for today, it just started going backwards. So I woke up this morning with 29,991. So I don't know if I gained any subscribers yesterday, but overall I lost 8. And I was like, we were so close to a party. We were so close. Roxanne, yesterday I was like, I'm gonna hit 30,000. We're gonna do this. Although I was told by a young person who I'm not gonna name, but it's a boy child, who kind of said, well, if you're not in the millions, what are you even doing? I said, wait. He said, yeah, if you don't have a million subscribers, like, what are you? It doesn't really count if you don't have a million, if you don't have at least 1 million subscribers. Baby, I was like, woo! He was like, yeah, all the good people have like 1 million. So what are you doing? At least 30,000, huh? He was like, okay, but it's not 1 million. So I'm gonna sit in my happiness and know that not everyone is going to see things my way. Oh, somebody said that person's wrong. That person is also 10, so he can be wrong, right? Like, it's fine. It's fine. Okay. Commercial break. If you want to get in my program From Burnout to Bliss, I have the best payment plan, the most popular payment plan I've ever offered. I've offered it once before and it's sold. And so I'm telling y'all now, you can get in the program. Link is in the description and pinned in the comments for $100 a month. If you got the All Access Pass at this year's 2022 Exodus Summit, you can get that for $85 a month. So it's $100 a month for everyone, unless you have the All Access Pass, and it's $85 a month. You know the code. Don't share it here. It's in your emails. And I'll send out another email to you guys today. $100 a month. And this is the last time I'm offering it for the year. And price is going up next year. Price is going up next year. This is the last time for the year I'm offering this payment plan. From burnouttobliss.co. Link is here. Link is in the description. If you want to join the program and you've been hesitating, your moment is now. I don't know what this is. What is this? I haven't eaten breakfast. Little man was like, sounds like you're wasting your time, girl. Like 30,000 subscribers. Are you even on there? Oh. And he still hustled me. He didn't hustle me. I love them, so I'll do anything for them. I ended up buying children things this week, and I was like, why are they, what's happening here? V-Bucks. I bought V-Bucks for the first time in my life. It's the currency used within Fortnite. V-Bucks. You buy them at Walmart as a gift card. V-Bucks. I don't know what a V-Buck is. I don't know. You can buy skins with them. I bought skins. The girl child was like, I don't, because I was like, what do you want your Thanksgiving present to be? Because I always see them at Thanksgiving. So, and I'm not at a mail thing, so you're not getting a Christmas present. So what do you want your Thanksgiving present to be? She was like, I just, your present is me. Like, basically, you being here is my present. I'm just happy you're here. Yes, girl, but what do you want? No, I don't want anything. I don't want anything. But she already told me about this kind of paint pen that she really liked. These are separate conversations. I go to Michael's Canada, y'all. I go to Michael's Canada, and I was like, let me see about these paint pens, which in my mind is basically a marker. I'm buying you a pack of markers. Girl, I'm buying you a pack of markers. There's no price on the marker, so I take it to the register. A pack of 12 or 14 markers, $95. $95 for 12, 14 markers. And she'll be quick to be like, they are not markers, they are paint pens. Baby, that's like, it's a no, it's Canadian dollars. So that's probably like 80 in the US. I don't know. I didn't do anything. And her mom had a 30% off coupon. Otherwise, that pack of paint pens would have been a 5-pack, right? Like 14 markers cost $100 now for a 14-pack. What are y'all doing? What are the children? How do y'all have kids? They're mean and expensive. Throw them away. I'd be asking in their face to their mom, like, is it too late? Are you sure it's too late? Like, you can't do something about this? Woo! Child crypto. I had no idea about these What? Why are you in my... She knows the way. She knows the way. But really, she was like, I don't need it. I'm just happy you're here. Like, if I had not bought her anything, she would have been fine. I gave her brother her present and didn't give her anything at first. She didn't say anything. It wasn't like, where's my... Nothing. I just gave her brother her present because I gave it to him when he was done eating and she was still eating. I gave it to him. And she was like, like looking at me, but like not saying anything. And I was like, you should have asked. You should have asked for what you wanted, baby. $95 for some Posco paint pens? But their favorite YouTuber, their favorite art YouTuber, she has to be good because she has a ton of followers. This is the child logic. She's got like over 2 million followers. So you know she knows what she's talking about. Okay. She says that Posco paint pens are the best. Oh, child. Anyway, I love them. And I don't have to go to soccer this year and sit outside in the cold. One played soccer yesterday and I stayed home with the other one. And the other one's going to play soccer today. I'm staying home with the last one. The boy, mom was like, I baked cookies with the girl. We went to the craft market. We baked cookies. This is a very long segue. If you're new to the channel, girl, just go ahead and speed up to like probably minute 20 because this is what we do every Sunday morning. Sorry. Tell y'all, we just talk about life. I sat home with a girl yesterday and we baked cookies. And by we baked cookies, I meant she baked cookies and then I helped her with stuff she couldn't figure out. I didn't come here to cook. I don't cook here. In your daddy's kitchen? Who's gonna get mad at me for making a mess? But he's not gonna get mad at you for making a mess. So I'm gonna sit back at the dining table and answer your questions and wait to see what happens when your daddy gets home. Because I'm not, he won't catch me in the kitchen. Anyway. And then, so I'm staying home with the boy today when the girl goes to soccer. Mom was like, what are you going to do with Auntie Sheeta? And he was like, I'm going to teach her how to play Fortnite. He's not allowed, he has limited screen time. So his little angle was, if he's teaching me how to play Fortnite, that doesn't count against his screen time. Boy, you're not going to hustle me into playing with your little friends. No, we are not. We are not playing Fortnite as our activity together. Love you, mean it. Get out of here. Anyway, $100 for some markers. And I see y'all telling me about the cost of oil paints. I don't care. That's not my life. This is not my ministry. It was a pack of markers. It was a pack of less than 15 markers for $95. That's all I saw. What y'all doing? Who doing this? What y'all making? Oh, but I showed you guys the poster last week. I got a drawing, which is behind me somewhere, so I can't show it to you guys. I got a drawing of a donkey. I've been getting art. I've been getting gifted art, and I really enjoy being gifted art. None of it's around here. It's all back there somewhere. Woo! Yes. All right. Let's talk about what we came to talk about. Right? $95. Little man, though, I will tell you, he's so clear. He was like, I asked him what he wanted. He was like, I would like a $50 V-Bucks gift card. You can get them at Walmart. And then someone said something about PlayStation. He's like, yes, you can also get a PlayStation gift card, but I would prefer a $50 V-Bucks gift card. If you go to Walmart, they're by the register. At the very same time, sister saying, I don't need anything, Auntie Sheeta. I don't need anything. Son was like, all right, so boom. Okay, so boom, here is what I want. The man is not shy. He gonna tell you what he wants, how to do it, how to get there, draw you a map. And I'm like, I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Woo! Okay, so let's talk about what I don't love about living in Mexico. We are on schedule. We are on point. We are on task until we're not. So let's talk about it. Okay, so it's very few things. A lot of what I don't like about living in Mexico is only relevant to me because I've lived elsewhere, right? So they're like things that I want that I can't. Sometimes it's just things that I want, like, and you see it frequently because like you're in groups of people, right? And it's always like, okay, who is in America and can bring me back this, right? Who is abroad and can bring me back this? I brought back trimmings. Child, I went to, what's that store? Mood. I went to Mood in New York City earlier this year, and brought back some kind of trimmings for Adelia. Now, we had to be very specific. Make your list very, very specific because, girl, I don't know what these words are. If there's any doubt, I'm gonna let the store person make the decision because I don't know. But like that, like there's some things she couldn't get for her sewing projects in Mexico. Or like not the distance, not the size she wanted, right? So bringing those back. I can't get York peppermint patties in Mexico. It's not a crisis, right? These are not like I said, these are not reasons I wouldn't live here. They're just like random things that I'm used to getting easily that I can't get. Kat says for her, it's the drinking water situation. Not being able to drink tap water, I'm assuming is what you're talking about. I don't drink tap water in Florida because I did once and I got really sick. So that's not really a thing. Like, it's not a big difference for me. I'm generally always drinking bottled or filtered water anywhere I go, except for here. Because their water is so clean. They literally live like on a beautiful ocean, bay, something. They live on a bay. It's beautiful. The water here is clean. So I've been drinking the tap water and I have not died. Yay. But yeah. So the water is a thing. I haven't found a filter I like yet. So 2 years in, I'm still drinking bottled water. Big bottles, right? But I just haven't found a filter that I want to commit to or that I feel comfortable like it's going to do all what it needs to do. So that's the situation for me too. It's not on my dislike list though, because I just like, water. Okay, Simi says, one thing I don't like about living abroad is the difficulty cost to have things delivered and sent. Yes. For me, shopping online isn't really a thing because, like, unless it's Amazon Mexico, unless I know that they have a very tight shipping system and shipping into other countries, like Apple. When I bought my computer, Apple was like, yes, girl, it's at the Dowe. Apple was like, we do this, right? Smaller brands will be like, I don't know when you're going to get it. I don't know what it's going to cost. Good luck. God bless. And that's just not, I'm not down for that. Right? Because the way I live my life, I need to know when deliveries are coming because they can collect them downstairs. But if there's a customs fee that has to be paid, they're not going to, my building isn't going to pay it and collect it. If the customs agent comes a couple times and I'm not there because I'm gone for a month, like I will be in December, what happens, right? Does it get sent back? Like, I don't want to deal with that. And so I typically, this is like Amazon Mexico, and I'll tell you, Amazon Mexico, I ordered something, and 2 months later, they were still like, girl, you still want this or you want a refund? And I was like, how about we refund me? Thank you. They're like, we're looking for it. I don't know where it is. Yes, we sold you something that was supposed to be in stock. Hi. So, yes, getting things delivered can be challenging. Oh, this is the one. I hate gringo pricing. And I know our like living in a tourist area, it's I think worse. So Sandra from Lacto Legacy is in Playa del Carmen, and I know it's got to be. Now, we've had conversations in this group in which gringo pricing, it has been put forward that gringo pricing makes sense. Like if you have more money to pay for the resource than the locals, paying more for the resource might not be a problem. It's not necessarily gringo pricing that bothers me. It's made up pricing that bothers me. I was in a market about a month ago with a friend of mine, and she wanted to buy a bag. So we asked the price for the bag, and the guy kind of like half answered the bag, and it was the number. The number started with an S twice. He says the number would have been in the 60s or 70s based on what he said. But it started with an S, and then the number that came fully out was 80. It was either 60 or 70 you started. And as you're looking at us, you're changing the number. Like there's a number and you're telling me a different, and it's not priced, it's not marked, right? If it was like, if you're local, this is the price. If you're foreign, this is the price. And that was written down, I would be like, I get to make a decision. I don't like you looking at me and then deciding what I have to pay. Like you're literally like, you know what the number is. It starts with a 6 or a 7. I can tell because I can hear what's halfway coming out. You get it halfway out, you pull it back. You get it halfway out, you pull it back. And then you give me an 80? You get 80? We were standing there looking at him like, you can't possibly think this is going to work. Like I'm seeing you change your mind about the pricing. Like you have to change your mind about the pricing in your head, not as it's coming out of your mouth. Do that silently. We were like, absolutely not. Absolutely. Like it's not even a negotiation. Like I'm not going to, if I see you doing this, I'm not even negotiating with you. And I don't like negotiating to begin with, like, especially if it's a craft. If someone has like handmade it specifically, like I don't want to negotiate with you. I want to pay you what you think it's worth, or I want to disagree about what it's worth to me and not buy it, right? Um, but yeah, but I know things like taxis when they're like in Playa del Carmen, Sandra, we're probably like, this is what I think you should pay for this ride right now. It's got to be annoying, especially for people who live full time in a tourist area because you don't feel like a tourist. Like you live, especially if you've been there for years. It's like I live here. How long before I can stop paying tourist prices? How long? How long do I have to live here? And for some of us, the answer is never, right? Because no matter how much Spanish you speak, if you look like an outsider, you're probably still going to get charged outsider pricing. And that's one of the hard things about moving abroad is that no matter how long you're there, sometimes you may never be accepted as a local and treated like one. All right, let's see. The sidewalks. We talk about this. I want y'all to know. If you have mobility issues, there are a lot of countries in the world that are not going to be good for you. A lot of cities. Mexico City. It's just not good. It's just not good. Let me see if I can find this photo. Where would I have taken this? I sent it to, let me see. I'm going to find this for y'all. There's a photo I want to show you. But anyhow, yeah. So I don't mind service staff not being in a hurry because we're not doing nothing, right? I don't mind them not being in a hurry because I'm always kind of like, I don't ever go anywhere in a hurry because I know. The first time I saw this hole, it was just a hole in the middle of a sidewalk. And then the next time I came around, someone put a tire in it, or a tire fell in it. I think someone put a tire in it so people wouldn't fall in. They'd be more likely to notice. I see like big holes in the streets, in the sidewalks all the time. People just put stuff in them, so you don't hurt yourself. It's very thoughtful. Fixing this would be more thoughtful, but that's been open for over a month. It just is what it is. We've showed you this one before. That's Adelia stepping into a hole. Y'all see that you could like bust something real hard if your foot got caught under that? If you weren't watching where you were going, you got to watch carefully. Got to watch. Because these sidewalks are not your friends. All right. Roxanne has the EcoFiltro water system. All right. Sonia says, I didn't know you had to pay customs fees for certain deliveries. Yes, girl. But what they do is they open your package. Your package comes into customs. So the first time I dealt with it, my Stephanie was mailing me, if you did Exodus Summit, our version of All Access Pass last year, not this year before. So 2021, we mailed you a box, which we'll never do again. Stephanie has joined me on team. We ain't mailing nothing. I don't do mail. It's not for me. So we mailed a box of stuff. Stephanie sent me I think 4-5 boxes to deliver to people in Mexico that I knew. I was the delivery agent for boxes. Boop. So she mailed me a couple boxes in a big box. The customs agents opened the big box, saw smaller boxes inside, opened the smaller boxes, I think there were even 5 boxes inside. They opened 2 of them, looked around inside, determined what they thought the 5 boxes were worth by opening the 2 of them. And then I had to pay some percentage of that when the man showed up at my house. And I know when he was coming, I don't know nothing. The man showed up and was like, here's a box. And I was like, okay, thank you. And he was like, no, no, no. You see this number written on the box? You have to give that to me. And I don't know if he accepts card. I had cash. It wasn't a lot. It was probably like the equivalent of $5, probably like 100 pesos. But the chance of me having cash and being home when the man comes to collect his money, low, low, low. Which is why now I'm like, I'd rather not play that game. I just rather not. He showed up like, my building will take packages, but not if they got to pay a customs fee. Not if they got to do it. So I had to go downstairs. I came downstairs to get the box, and he was like, no, baby, not until I get my money. And so I had to go back up, get cash, come back down, pay him, and do it. I was like, oh, that's interesting. How do I know what amount I'm supposed? The man just tells you, and I was like, how do I know this is the right? Pretty much like, why am I paying you this number? Because it's my first time dealing with customs there. I was like, why am I paying you this number? And he was like, because if you scan that, there's like a QR code. That's what it said. I scanned the QR code. It didn't tell me nothing. The man showed up with a box. I wasn't getting the box until I paid him an amount of money that he told me I needed to pay him. What do you do? Right? What do you do? And at that point, I didn't even know what was in the box. I did not even know what, because I didn't know when, I wasn't thinking about Stephanie's box. I was just like, oh, there's a box here for me. Came to get the package, and he was like, where's the money? And I was so focused on the money, I didn't even realize what the box was doing. What's happening here? And I opened it, and I was like, oh, okay. That's why I don't mail things. All right. Yes. Let's see. It's exhausting. It's so exhausting. Like, I get it. I get the idea that, like, if you have more, contributing more shouldn't be a problem. But it's a way that constantly others us in a way that makes me uncomfortable. I haven't quite gotten to terms with how my true feelings about this is, because it's a very complex and nuanced issue. But like, I gotta pay $2.50 for a 50-cent snack. What if I just buy hella snacks, right? $1,200 for something that costs $20. And like that, like I said, that's the thing. If it's like art or something, I'm not gonna negotiate with you. I'm just gonna be like, okay, lovely, goodbye. It's beautiful. Bye-bye now. I'm not negotiating with you over something you've made. And I'm not negotiating with you over something that requires lots of effort. And this isn't specific to Mexico as well. I told you I was in Israel, and they were like, I walked into the store, and I can't remember how much that man said that bottle of water, like a 1-liter bottle of water, cost. But I know the other man in the store heard the price and jumped back like, focus. What did you say? The man, the second worker, there were 2 workers in the store. This is in Israel, in Jerusalem. I just want to buy a bottle of water, not holy water, y'all. I'm not buying. I think he said it was like $10. Whatever it was, the other employee in the store was so shocked that he stepped back. And as I was like, no, I won't be buying your water. I walk out. The man was like, well, how much do you want to pay? I'm not negotiating with you over water. I'm just going to go next door. I'm just going to find a place that maybe has a price sticker on it. I'm not negotiating with you over a bottle of water. Not when the starting point is so shocking that the other employee in the store is visibly shocked. We're not doing that. Absolutely not. I was like, he said the number, and I was like, I've been converting money all week, and I think I understand. But what? No, like you are tourist pricing me so bad that it's shock. Like, and I'm sure you tourist price everybody. So for some reason, I'm getting a number that is so high that it's shocking to the other person. The shock physically registered on the other person, so much so that me, a stranger, could pick up on it. The man was like aghast, like, oh. You got to take that elsewhere. And so, yes, so gringo pricing, tourist pricing is there everywhere. But like, I don't mind it as much when I'm a tourist. I mind it more when I live here. Like, I find ways to contribute to the community. I'm here. I am a regular customer. What are these numbers? Why are you just making up numbers for me? Ooh, okay. Them bots are busy. Mm-mm. I feel like this is information we should all see, but I'm going to block it out. I'll block it out. It's for y'all. Okay, once worked for a city water company. I stopped drinking tap water and put a filter on my shower. Ernestine said, y'all need to know. Y'all need to know. Mm-mm. All right. This is Stephanie's Never Tune. We are never mailing anything ever again. If you can't get it digitally, it's not coming from us. We might find a way to send it from someone else, but if we are not mailing anything. Thank you. God bless. Woo! All right. Let's see. I brush my teeth with tap water in Mexico. But I'm not saying you should. I'm saying I do. All right. Yes, pero Mexico is loud, but Mexico is loud is something I try not to put on my I don't like this about where I live list because it feels very gringo to move into a place and complain about the way the people live. Like I'm gonna complain about the city, not even complain, but I'm going to say the city could do a better job for all its citizens with these sidewalks, right? I'm gonna say that. I'm gonna say I do not understand how people who are from the city with mobility issues get around because half the time these elevators in the subway ain't working. It's just a whole bunch, no escalator, just a whole bunch of stairs. Half the time these metro stations just got a whole bunch of stairs, and the city should do better. That would help everybody. The loud, I try to hold my mule on this one because like I don't think it's right to go to a place where people live and complain about the way they live. And I don't think you're complaining, Sandra. I'm just saying that this is my perspective on the comment in general. Mexico is loud, right? And that's not going to change when you move here, and it's not something you should try to change. Right? Like the sidewalks, I feel like if there's anything I could do to improve the sidewalks, that wouldn't just be for me, that would be for everybody. Right? Now that's kind of presumptive, right? It assumes a lot that other locals have the same concern that I have, that I should be trying to change the city in any way. Like that, there felt like a lot of carrot in that, right? I feel it. But the way people live, I don't have on my things I don't like list. I mean, Stephanie be out there with all them birds and stuff. She be everywhere she goes. It's just like the other evening. It was around 8 o'clock. I'm sitting in my living room, and I was like, "Is that? It was the day before Halloween, I think. Is that a marching band? I hear the drums. I hear the drums are drumming. Is that? I looked out. Yes, it is. Why? I don't know. Some Saints Day, and so there were drums. I put it in the group chat, and I just turned up my TV. Right? Like, there's nothing I can do about that. There's nothing I can do about it. There's nothing I want to do about that. It just is, it's the noise of the neighborhood. Now, when I stayed in San Miguel, I stayed in a home. At 3 a.m., the cannons, I'm going to call them cannons, they're fireworks, but they had quite a cannon aspect to them. Them cannons went off at 3 a.m. so loud. We were at least 4 blocks away from the centro, from the center of town, which is where I think the fireworks were going off, because that's where, they usually are. We're just 4 blocks away. It shook the house so loud, the alarm in the house went off. I guess because like a door Jimmy shook, or you know what I mean? Like it shook and the sensor went off at 3 a.m. The noise rockets were so loud that 4 blocks away from where the noise rockets were going off, at 3 a.m., it shook the house so much, the alarm went off. Which, I mean, just for me means I can't live in San Miguel. Because what is this? Right? I'm not mad. I'm not complaining. I'm making other choices. I'm making other choices with my life. It's not a city for me. I love visiting. It's so loud. It wasn't just the sound. It shook. It was so sonically impressive. It shook the house from at least 4 blocks away. Y'all. I said, oh, fun to visit. No interest in living here. But I'm in the city like, oh, there's another cannon. I don't know what those are. They just sound like cannon. It sounds like someone is blasting into outer space. I don't know. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Mm. Look at Sarah. Y'all be crafty. Okay. I'm picturing the bottle and the glass on top on the bathroom counter. Very smart. Very smart. Very smart. Mm. Mm-mm. All right. Yep, Ms. Lowe, we have water delivered, buy water at the store, or attach a filter. All of those work. Whatever your preference is. How much do you want to pay is my pet peeve. I don't want to pay nothing. I don't want to pay nothing. I want to pay zero. Leave me alone. I'm not negotiating over a bottle of water. Like, never in my life will I negotiate with you over a bottle of water. I'm not going, unless it's I'm in the desert, it's the only bottle of water. That's the only chance you'll get me. In Jerusalem, where there's a store 2 doors down, playing yourself. This is it. So I'm going to add this to the list more generally. Countries where even corner stores don't have price. Countries that do not use a lot of price tags. Exhausting. And that's all around the world. I say this as someone who's generally an outsider in places like this. And I understand that if you come from a country, that market that does not have prices may feel very, very familiar to you and it may feel great. However, going to another country where you're an outsider and there are no prices may not feel that great, right? This is not a thing. Prices not being marked generally, I'm not going to say hurts. I'm going to say generally impacts people who are viewed as outsiders more negatively than people who are viewed as insiders. And as Black Americans, a lot of us, we're viewed as outsiders almost everywhere, even America, right? Just give me a price tag. Even if it's two different prices, this is for locals, this is for foreigners. Tell me what it is so I can see whether it's something I want to pay, not just whatever made up number you have. If I feel like you're making up a number, I'm not going to buy it. I'm just not doing it. I would just make negotiating for everything is exhausting. It's too much. I just want to give you some money, but not these numbers you're talking about. All right. Let's see. Boom. Yes. Yes. We went to a museum the other day in Mexico City that had pricing for people who lived in the neighborhood. You have to live in the neighborhood to get this pricing. If you live somewhere else, you don't get this pricing. Okay. Cool. I understand the demarcation you're making in your pricing. I get it. And the prices are marked. Thank you. I don't mind. I'm not going to complain. You tell me the pricing. It is what it is. Love it. This random, I got to pay whatever you say. I'm not built for it. Oh. Okay, y'all talking about dirty water in the comments. I'm just going to slide past those. Okay, all right. Oh, is that a recommendation, Sandra, for living in Mexico to take a parasitic every 6 months? Because I take my probiotics, but that's about it. Tracy talking trash, but she's still going to move here. Yes, Mexico City's loud. Are you still going to live here? You're still going to be like, oh, it's the best city. You still love it. You still love it. I have a video of Tracy coming up that I am editing slowly about altitude sickness in Mexico City. So we're going to talk about that. Soon come. Maybe this week. Maybe this week. All right. Let's see. Let's see what else we're talking about. All right. So where have you moved to and what don't you like about it? Drop it in the comments. Child, a block and a half off Bourbon Street. You can sleep through anything, huh? Just anything. Anything. I have not seen the old man who does the cannons. It's 3 a.m. It's 3 a.m. What are we? I think I heard it was like the beginning of the processional with the Virgin, something. They were moving an old girl from one place to the next. And I think 3 a.m. was when it began, or something like that. I'm not complaining. I'm just saying I'm choosing not to live life there. I'm not going to show up complaining about the noise y'all been making for centuries, right? That's not my business. But y'all ain't had cannons back then. Oh, maybe you did shoot real cannons. I don't know. Like it sounds like. Woo. Timmy says in Guatemala it was actual firecrackers or fireworks for every celebration, sometimes before dawn. Yes, actual cannons. No one told me. I got so scared. Yeah. Yep. I've experienced a couple of earthquakes, but I'm from Southern California, so earthquakes are my favorite of all the. Not my favorite. Earthquakes are my preferred natural disaster because, like, I know how to deal with them. Right. I've been earthquaking since I was 2. Right. Okay. All right. That's an earthquake. The first time I was in a tornado zone, I was like, they're like, there's an active tornado, and I'm in the middle of nowhere driving through the countryside. I was like, I don't even like, I legitimately don't know what to do here. I'm driving between states. I'm in the middle of nowhere. There's a tornado warning. I don't know where I am and where that tornado warning is in relationship to me. Is this how I die? I was like, I guess I keep driving. I don't know what to do. There's nowhere to turn off. I'm in the middle of nowhere. It's just me and farmland. There's nowhere to stop. Right? Like I could stop on the side of the road, but is this the right place to stop? I don't know because I don't know where the tornado is. I don't know where it's going. Because you're saying cities that don't make sense to me. What's happening? And this may have been before like smartphones. I think it was. I was just like, oh, I hope I don't die. I was really just driving like, I hope I'm okay. I don't know. Earthquakes, I don't know what to do. Tornadoes, I was like, I have no idea what the smartest choice to make is right here. No idea. Because what is this? So yes, so I've experienced earthquakes in Mexico City. They don't shake me up. They don't shake me up much. I'm not. They have a good warning system, good enough warning system. If you can hear it, they have good signage for like meeting up with people in case you have other people with you, like you know where to go to meet up. Of all the cities I've lived in, it's the one I think is most prepared for earthquakes. But like, are all the buildings prepared for earthquakes? I don't know. The church and PV shoots. When we say cannons, we really mean it. We really mean like they have found something that makes the sound that cannons make. And it babooms through the whole place. And you just go back to sleep. Terrell says she's in 2 earthquakes in her 6 weeks in Mexico City. Don't mean to be flippant, but don't care. Would rather die in an earthquake, live my best life, and at my home office desk of a heart attack. You mean? Yes. Yes, we do not have a ticket to tomorrow. Live your best life. This the one, y'all. Okay, so the other day, Roxanne says, I hate how folks will have you on house arrest when they need to come to your house to provide a service, make a repair, deliver something. Then when you call, they say, oh, can't come again tomorrow, okay? Adelia waited 4 hours for something to come. For someone, like, I think a plumber. We were like, he's not late until he's over 4 hours. Not 4 hours. We were just like, he ain't coming. That man not coming. The other day I had a delivery scheduled from Home Depot. Home Depot. This is not a man on a corner. This is not a man I called on the phone. It's Home Depot. I went online, scheduled an order. They were like, boom. I was going to order it one day, and when they were going to get it delivered, wasn't a good day for me to be home all day. And so I kept waiting until the day I ordered it. I think it was going to be delivered like 3 days later. That third day was a good day. So I ordered it on one day. I was like, yes, this is the day I want to be home all day. So I was home all day. They didn't come. The next day at 6 p.m., they called me multiple times. And I was out. I didn't even hear my phone don't ring. That ringer is off. I left my ringer on all day the day before because I was waiting for a delivery. They called me. I got an email. I was like, you're not answering your phone, so we're telling you need to be home all day tomorrow, which is 2 days after it was scheduled. 2 days after it was scheduled. You need to be home all day tomorrow to get this delivery. It was supposed to be delivered on the 17th. They were like, you need to be home all day on the 19th to get it. I'm getting on the plane at 9 a.m. I won't be home. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to reschedule this for a day when I will be home all day, or we're going to cancel this delivery. What would you like to do? Home Depot. Reschedules for a day I'll be home. If it doesn't come this time, we're just going to cancel the order. Because I got an email in the morning on the 17th saying your delivery is on the way. I heard nothing else from them until the next night, the night of the 18th, when they said I was unreachable when they called on the 18th, when it was due on the 17th at 6 p.m. And so I needed to be home all day on the 19th. I was like, that's not. It's Home Depot. Y'all can't. How you send me an email in the morning saying it's on its way and I don't hear from you again for 36 hours? And then you mad at me that I was unreachable in hour 36. It was due yesterday. Play these games if you want to, Home Depot. We just want to cancel the order. All right. Nylor asks, isn't price tags American things? I've told my many that pricing on things isn't common in many places around the world. I found that to be true. Pricing, a clear price, whether that is a tag on an item or something on a shelf, is available in significant parts of the world, right? Now that might mean not shopping like the locals do, right? That might mean going to a grocery store versus shopping in a market, but clear pricing is available in lots and lots, like large swaths of the world. Large. It's not just an American thing. People like to know how much you're paying in lots of places. But yes, like local markets might not have pricing, but if there's a grocery store, I've never seen a grocery store without pricing. And I don't think I've ever gone anywhere where I have not seen a grocery store somewhere, right? Or like some kind of like corner store where I could go buy products that were priced. I may be paying more, but I don't mind paying more for an item with a clearly set price than walking into a place and feeling like I got hustled, right? Or feel like I have to negotiate. I'm tired. I just want to eat snacks. I just want to eat snacks, right? I don't want to work for snacks. Take me to the stove. All right. Yeah, now some people love negotiating. It's not for me. It's not for me. Give me a price tag. Give me a price tag. I want to do this. Oh, yeah. I know what you meant. No, lack of price tags. No. Mm-mm. You get price tags everywhere. Here we go. This is a good one. Didn't love the way Africans were treated in Spain. I lived there for 3 months. It was hard to watch. It's a point, right? So we talk about having generally with this group, assuming you're a Black woman from America, moving abroad is often brings you less challenging situations because of your race, while also being surrounded by the same challenging situations that other people are facing. And that's because that race and the blue passport go hand in hand to situate you somewhere, right? That someone without that passport they're not going to get the benefit of, and so it's definitely challenging. Someone recently commented on a video I did about racism in Mexico and about how I experienced less racism in Mexico than there is in the US. And she was so mad. And she was like, don't say that there's less racism in Mexico. You just don't see it because people identify you as American. And for the people like the dark brown and Black people here in Mexico who are not American, it's really terrible for them. And I'm like, I didn't say it was. Like, I've never. You will, and I think in that video, I say I cannot speak for what it's like, right? To be Afro-Mexican in Mexico. I know that's a different experience than what I have, but I'm saying that for myself, I experience less racism in Mexico than I do in the US. Everything that we experience in our lives is relative to all the other experiences we've had, right? I can't speak about the racism someone else experiences because I've never experienced what they've experienced. I can only speak to my experiences. And I know it's not the same experience. And I said that in the video. She was so mad. I was like, girl, did you get to the end? Did you watch the whole thing? You didn't, did you? People be commenting and not watching, and it's hilarious to me. Hilarious. Like, why? Okay. All right. Okay. Yes, watching people who look like you get treated worse than you. Not that you want to be treated bad, right? But be treated in a way that you're not comfortable with is very hard. And I saw it in France and I saw it in Spain. It's not great. It's not great. And it makes the place, I'm not saying I didn't enjoy those places. I'm saying it just makes it a little bit harder to enjoy, right? Because like I can see it. I can see that. But I also, and I don't know if anyone else can help me with this. I'm trying to be careful about how I word what I'm about to say because I haven't been thinking about it, so my thoughts might not be clear. I felt like every time I was trying to be friendly to someone who I thought may have been African, like we're in an African neighborhood, right? In Paris or in Spain, my hello, away, anything shot down. Any attempt, a bonjour, a buenos dias, a hola, any of those, any attempts at a hi person looks like me were like ignored. And I don't really know what to do with that information, with that experience that I had. So I kind of put it in I'm not doing anything. Like I don't know what to do with that information. I don't do with that experience that I had, and so I'm doing nothing with it. But I felt like every attempt I made to be friendly was absolutely ignored. Okay. All right. I don't know. Woo. Another story for another day. Yeah. I feel like Cuba's one of those places though that we can't, it's hard to like, without actually being a historian who focuses on Cuba, it's hard to really, for me, and I won't, I'm never going to attempt to have a strong opinion about the way Cuba does anything. Y'all got it. Y'all got it. Who is I to say anything about the way your economy? Someone with an American passport saying something about how y'all do things? Y'all got this. I'm gonna mind my business, and that's not my business. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Okay. So moving abroad, something to think about is how does if you're sensitive to cigarette smoke or other pollutants, how does that compare to the frequency with which you deal with it at home? I don't remember a lot of, I was in Guadalajara briefly. I don't remember a lot of cigarette smoking. I don't see it in Mexico City, not a lot. Um, yeah. 6 times deliver a couch and a love seat, child. Liverpool had me one and done. Liverpool is a local department store, y'all. Kind of like I would say like a Macy's. It's probably a good equivalent. Um, 6 times for couch and love seat. Mm-mm. Absolutely not. I think the soccer game did something because I can hear dad upstairs. I call him dad because everybody in the house calls him dad. It's not my dad. I hear dad making noise upstairs. I think the soccer game just did something. All right. Let's see. I'm looking at this. Looking at the comments. I'll miss both earthquakes in Mexico City. Let's see. Okay, Roxanne, what don't you like about Panama? Let us know. And how's your channel going? Tell us. How's your channel going? We need to know. Sarah says her Wi-Fi connection was terribly inconsistent in Mexico City. I assume I can work that out with a local plan. I will say this: most of the world, in my experience, is much better about um, having public access to Wi-Fi than America is. In Mexico City, I can walk in one place. It's not even like, do you have Wi-Fi? It's like, what's the code for the Wi-Fi? Place after place after place after place. What's the code for the Wi-Fi? Let's not go to a place and my Wi-Fi already connects, and I'm like, these are the people. And they also have a public Wi-Fi system in the city, which is not that consistent. But if you get underneath the pole, it's gonna work for you. You're gonna be able to do a little something. But yeah, I have a local plan. I don't have any problems with that. Mm-mm. Let's see. I was looking at something the other day on Twitter, and someone was talking about some Australians were commenting about people treating Indigenous people bad, and folks did not let them slide. They were like, "Really? You have a problem with that? Hmm? You? You?" It was like, they ate them up. I do not remember the context, but yeah, they gave it to him. Are you from Australia? And you think all people should be treated equally? Do you? Do you now? Do you? Okay. Um, let's see. Okay. Natural Bay would rather be in a country where she's the majority. There's no greater joy. Yes, somewhere there are problems in every country. Okay, yes. I think wanting to be in a country where you're part of the ethnic majority makes sense. I'm never going to tell you that's not a great idea. But what I will say is that being in a country where you look like other people and being in a country where you're treated like other people is not the same thing, right? You might be part of the majority, but will you also be viewed as an outsider by that majority? It's what a lot of our brothers and sisters who move to places in Africa experience, that like it's all fun and games. It's not like it's nice being surrounded by blackness. It's nice not being like othered, right? I have seen 3.5 black people in the 8 days I've been on this island. 3.5. It would be nice. It would be nice to see more. When I go to their school and I see like, I didn't go this year, but the last year I went to school, I saw like black kids. I'd be like, "Oh, hi, baby!" Like a weirdo, because I'm so excited. But there's like a black child there. Or like if they're playing on, I think someone had one of them on their soccer team. I'm going up like that's my kid. Go number 32. Yes. Yes, baby. The stranger so proud of you. Yes, I have seen 3.5 black people. I've been, and we went to see the Black Panther, and that is where we saw 2.5. It was a child. I only saw them really quickly. They were with a black man. The child was with a black man. I assume the child was probably black, but that's why she gets the half. It was a young person who doesn't really count as a person anyway, right? You're young. You're like 6. Real quick glance. I don't know, but I would have thought you were black if you weren't with a black man, but you are, and so I'm gonna give you 3.5. I don't know what's going on there. It was too quick. This is not a. I'm not giving them a half point because of their ethnicity. I'm giving them a half point because I'm unsure. I'm unsure of whether that was a black person or not. Anyway, 3.5. I would like to see more. I also don't know how I would feel if I was around black people all day and still othered. I'm okay being, that's making noise. I'm okay being othered by people who don't look like me, because I am an other, right? I don't know that I'd be okay being othered by people, constantly othered by people I look like, right? I surely would be like, when do I get the local prices? And if the answer was never, I would be like, what? Right? What's happening? But I'm going to Senegal for about a month in December. So we'll see what the experience of like living there for a month is like. Let's see. My housekeeper stays busy. She's the best. I love giving. I was just telling Sony every day. I love giving her paid days off. When I can be like, baby, here's some money, but don't come today because I won't. I don't need you to come. Like, she didn't come on Friday because she came the Friday before, and I left on Saturday. So it was like, I'm only going to be here for one day. I don't need you to clean one day's worth of mess. Just stay home, take the day off. Here's the pay I would give you. Love being able to do that because I can't lose her. Because the day she comes to me and is like, I need to go make a life change, do something else, I'm going to be on the floor wailing. And I think there are other families like that as well. Because when I ask her if she can come for an extra day, she's like, no, I can't. I have things. She has business. She can't come except her scheduled day. So if it was on her scheduled day, she could come and she could do it. But off her scheduled day, she got business. I think other homes, other people who would also be wailing on the floor if she ain't show up. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Oh, Canada's playing against Croatia. That's why that man is yelling. Mm-mm. All right, Lee. Yes, get that passport going. Where are you going to go on your first trip with this new passport? Tell us what's going on. There's an interesting dynamic within our own community and others, and it's how we view people who have moved abroad. Generally, in my experience, people who move to another country either have a lot of money or very little money. Now, that's not true for everybody. And it's all relative, right? It's all relative. But either you have resources and that's how you're able to move abroad, or you don't have resources and you're like scraping by. People who are generally tend to be like solidly middle class, I think move less than people who are thinking. And I think it also depends on what country you're coming from, what country you're going to, all of that stuff. But our brains tend to generalize who it is that moves abroad based on our experiences and what we've been introduced to. Like I talked to a Black woman the other day who is making her move abroad plan, and she listens. Like she watches a Nomad Capitalist channel. She told me, "Hi, friend. I don't know if you're listening today." She told me that we're talking about like the differences in the socioeconomic status of people who are moving abroad. I don't know. I don't remember how this conversation came up, but she said, "Oh no, I thought everybody who moved was really rich. Like I thought that everybody who moved abroad was very, very wealthy." And I was like, "No, no, that's not a thing." All right. Now there are some people who move abroad who are very wealthy, and most of her experience in getting move abroad information is in those circles, right? People who are very, very wealthy and are moving abroad, sometimes for tax shelters or other reasons. Um, but that's not the complete circle of people who move abroad, right? And then some people think that especially if you're looking at people who are moving from one country, like there's the idea that everybody who moves to the US from Mexico is has been living in poverty. And baby, let me tell you, that ain't true. That's not true. That's not true. And like I said, like I don't want to discount the people that are middle class and moving. Um, but I would probably question, are they middle class where they moved to, or are they middle class where they moved from? Right? I think there's something there that is worth a deeper dive that we're not going to get into today. But yes, like we generalize immigrants in ways that aren't healthy, that are more divisive than they are helpful, right? Um, just like the idea that every American who moves to Mexico, there's the idea that every American who moves to Mexico is a rich gentrifier, and it's like, no. Like, I hear people who are moving here who are looking for apartments at $100 a month. That does not sound like a rich gentrifier to me. People who are trying to live on $500 a month in Mexico. That is not a rich gentrifier. But the idea that everybody who moves is one thing or the other, usually based on where they're coming from and where they're moving to, there's an idea of who this person is. And it's not, it misses the mark a lot, a lot. And so things like, we talk about things like gringo pricing or foreigner pricing, and it's like, if you're moving down here on $500 a month, you probably can't afford gringo pricing. You're probably like, no, I do not want to pay more to go to a museum, right? I do not want, right? Because you're being placed in a bucket that you don't belong in. You're being placed in like the solid gentrifier bucket, right? Like, this is who you are. You're a foreigner. You're a foreigner from America. You must have lots and lots of money. It's not fair. It is what it is, right? Like, I don't know what's going to change your mind. Sandra and Sonia. Nope. Sandra was in a video of mine about renting around Mexico. Talk about Black women and their experience renting different places. And today someone commented, oh, look, more gentrification. First of all, I bet you that person is commenting from their home outside of Mexico. I bet you. Easy money. Easy money. That comment did not come from inside Mexico. Mind your foreign business, okay? Talking about life in Mexico. You're not here. But the idea that anybody who is not Mexican moving in to Mexico, into any city in Mexico, right? Because we talk about a variety of cities, is automatically a gentrifier, is a harmful notion to us as people who should be fighting capitalism and not each other. Who should be beefing with landlords and not each other, right? You should be beefing with the people who own the resources, not the people who are sharing the resources. But y'all not gonna get this right, and so I don't know what to do about that. Oh, look, more gentrifiers. Or more gentrification, whatever it was. Some of y'all just throwing around words, you don't know what they mean. And that's fine. That's fine. But the idea that every person comes to the country and does things to raise a price because they're coming in with a suitcase full of gold is just BS, right? But it's kind of where we're stuck right now. It's annoying. All right. Roxanne's channel is slowly growing. Lovely day. I have thought about living in Johannesburg, but I wanted to be closer to the US for a little while. And no, I have not moved. I'm in my friend's garden apartment for the week. All right. Abba said what she said. Treat it like a dollar bill. We'll see how Senegal does. I'm going to say something, and I want you guys to know I am speaking directly to a very good friend of mine, so y'all cannot say what I'm about to say. Y'all gonna treat her with respect, but it's always a white woman. It's always a white woman showing up, huh? Talking smack. It's always. Always. Love you. Um, Lee, I got the earrings at a craft fair in Mexico City, but let me see if I can dig up the IG of the place that made it while we're talking. Okay, you guys keep dropping in the comments. You guys keep dropping in the comments what it is that you don't like about the place you've moved to, or a place you're considering going. What is the name of it? It had a number. Nope, can't find it. Oh no. Can't find it. All right. Nicole's in Kenya for a month. Okay, tell us all about it. Life changing. Life changing. I love her. Love her. I can pay you not to show up. I can buy some goodwill. Yes, let's do this. Let's do this. She was a Roxanne recommendation. Roxanne had her for 6 years working with her. And then when she left, I was like, hey, I heard Roxanne's leaving. Sis was like, yes, I can come work for you, but not until Roxanne leaves. I was like, what? She was like, no. I have to help her leave, like get ready to do all that stuff. So I can work for you in a few weeks. But I was like, well, she was like, yes. And until Roxanne leaves, I'll work for Roxanne. I was like, oh, well, baby, whenever you're ready, just call me back. Right? I was like, loyal. When I tell you, it was such a good sign. Like, she is such a loyal person. She really, and it's not just like, well, this person's leaving, so I'm not going to work for her anymore, so I'm just going to move on to a new person. No, she was like, I can come. I didn't know how frequently she's working for Roxanne, so it wasn't like I was like, let me steal you from her. And Roxanne handled the introduction to begin with. But she was like, no, when Roxanne is gone, then I can start. Until then, chill. So, boundaries. I love a woman with boundaries. Woo. All right. Let's talk about it. I don't find a lot of clothing that fits in Mexico. I miss fine quality knitwear in my smaller community here. I miss good quality leather shoes with bags are artisan made in a good quality. Okay. Certain things are hard to find in Mexico. Really specific things like fine quality knitwear, you can probably find it. It's going to hurt your pockets, right? My theory, I'm not an economist, but this is my theory. Because there are a lot of people who don't have a lot of money, and there are a lot of people who have a lot of money. I'm not going to do up and down, I'm going to do sideways. People who have a lot of money and can spend a lot of money on things. There aren't as many goods in the middle, right? There's a lot of goods in the middle. There's a lot of goods on the end for people who don't have a lot of money, and there's a lot of goods on the end for people who have a lot of money. And so that's where the products are, and that's where the competition is. And so if it's not something that someone who doesn't have a lot of money will buy, instead of something that someone who has a lot of money will buy, it's going to run when you can find it, you're going to be like, well, why does it cost 4 times what it would cost in the US? Because the people shopping for this thing have descended from gold, right? Like, let's be real. Woo! They have this, like, they have descended from gold that their ancestors probably stole, right? That's why the prices are just insane. Which is why typically, if I'm buying clothes, I buy them in the U.S. I'll have them shipped. Like, people tell me when they're coming down, so I'll ship something to like a friend's house and be like, just bring this with you when you come. Boom, bam. Just bring it with you when you come. Or I'm going to the U.S. If I'm like staying in a hotel, I'll find a friend who lives in that city and be like, can I ship things to your home? Yes, cool, done. Right? Because getting things here, being middle class in a city that doesn't really have, or in a country that doesn't really have a middle class, is challenging because it's like I just want something simple that's like nice and not crazy expensive. No, no, not really. No. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Let me see. As much as we be mad at FedEx in the US, people shut up. I told you my credit card company sent me credit cards. Um, because my original ones, oh no, there's something wrong with the thing in the thing. And they never shut up because the delivery company was like, this address doesn't exist. Over 1,000 people live in my building. What do you mean it don't exist? It's right there. It's right there. Yes, it's a commonly held thought, right? Depending on who you think about when you think about people, right? Which usually is a country of people, right? Like if you think about like a country of people, like who from this country moves abroad, who from this country moves abroad, people tend to think like only rich people move or only poor people move. Lovely day. I do not see myself ever moving back to the US. I'm not saying it wouldn't happen, but like, what would it take? A lot. A lot. Cash, cash, cash for tuition. The money flows. The money flows. Money flows. Mm-mm. Listen, what are we talking about? Yes. Hey, Sonia, who's in my apartment hunting video. Mind your foreign business. You're not here and you commenting? All right. Let's see. I don't know if this is about her being a white woman. Oh, no, I know what this is about. It's not about her being a white woman, which she's not. So, Angel, I'm gonna drop this off for you. Angel tells me I'm too neutral in my videos. That I don't tell y'all enough when I hate something. And the reason it's true, I don't. I will go to a city and be like, this is big trash. And not tell you that it's big trash because I don't want to taint your view of it. I feel like if someone tells you something is terrible ahead of time, you're more likely to notice the terrible things. And so I don't say it. If I will say it to a friend, but to my almost 30,000 YouTube subscribers. So let's see what the number is now because truly I'm hurt by this. We're going to do an up to the minute check-in. Is it less? It's less than when we started this video. I lost 2 subscribers. I don't think I've ever watched my subscriber count go down before until now, but I'm so close to hitting 30,000. Now I'm like, it's a conspiracy. Anyway, I don't tell people when I hate places. I like Vietnam, yes. Other than that, there are places where I'm like, you might love it, right? Like, because we're not looking for the same things. I want to be very clear that I know that what I'm looking for in a city and what you are looking for in a city might not be the same thing. So I might say I hate a city, and now you're not going to go because I hate it. Would it be the perfect city for you? I don't do that. Anyway, she went to Merida and she hated it. And she was like, why didn't you tell people we were all going to hate it? I'm like, my mama loves it, right? Like, I'm not going to tell you you're all going to hate a city that my mom loves. Because the people who live there love it. It wasn't for me. It wasn't for me. But Angel was like, you need to tell these people what places are terrible. And I'm like, I don't know. Do I? I don't know. So yes, so just because I don't say anything negative about a city doesn't mean I didn't have a negative experience. It just means that I don't want my experience to taint how you feel, except about like Vietnam and the large cities in Vietnam. Big trash. I don't care. Big trash. I've never felt as unsafe in a city as the large cities in Vietnam. People love it. It's not for me. All right. Hey, Janice. All right. I'm going through the comments. Bum, 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 bum. Okay, Roxanne's mentioned a place where she got a leather jacket from in Mexico City, so I'm about to look them up right now as we're talking. And Sonia said the same thing. She would agree regarding the assessment of clothing. Her community does have a lot of poverty in the outlying areas. People are working hard and luxuries are out of reach. Yeah, so things that are like would be luxurious in that community are going to cost probably way more than they would in other places. Okay, I'm not finding this account, Roxanne. This might be it. Nope. Maybe. Yep, I'm seeing leather coats. This is it. I shall follow. 100% PA. Okay. Let's see. Okay, so this is so problematic, but also kind of entertaining. Like in the histories, right? Never ignore Spanish-speaking customers. But like, were the customers it was okay to ignore? And I'm not saying this is a you judgment. I'm saying this is Macy's. I've worked for Macy's before too, so I know it can be a thing. If they're from Mexico, they have a lot of money, they don't return. Be out here profiling customers. Woo! All right. Oh yeah, I didn't hold back on Buenos Aires because I had more than one unpleasant experience. Like if I don't like a place because it's hot, or like I just don't like the town square, I'm probably not gonna say anything. But if I can't get fed in a restaurant, I'm gonna say something. I will. All right. So this is weird. And I'm not at all denying your experience, but I don't get touched in Mexico City. Someone told me they got kissed on the cheek by a random woman who just walked up there and kissed her on the cheek. And I was like, these things don't happen to me in the city, right? I have never had a man in the city put his hands on me. No kinds of handiness. And I don't know what, I don't know how to figure out what the difference is, right? Like, are those men, were you in tourist areas, and are those men who try it more of tourists? Is it because they see you being all tall and statuesque and they're like, that's the one? I don't know. But I have not had this experience. But yes, if I had that experience, I'd probably catch a case too. I agree with you, Angela. Like, what is you doing? What is happening? Stop it. Okay. I found them on IG. All right. Lee likes tall men, at least 5'5", and you like 6'2" to 6'7". He dated 5'10" and 6'10" and did not work out. Well, girl, there's a whole bunch of countries you can't go to. Yeah, Michael, I don't know what part you're watching right now or what you are talking about, because I don't know if you're in the live now. But yes, this entire video is applying my cultural standards and talking about how, if you're moving abroad to a new place, your cultural standards are going to be what you judge things by. And you have to decide if this is a place for you based on what you want, because things aren't going to change, right? So like, I don't know what grand statement this is supposed to make. Like, the only cultural standards I can apply, and you can apply, Michael, are your own. It's all we have. It's all we have to apply to our experiences, our past experiences. So I think you thought you were saying something here, but it's not happening. And we're also not applying them to the people who live there. We're applying them to the practices that we deal with as foreigners. Thanks for watching. Thanks for the engagement. Bye. All right. It's always a man. It's always a man. All right. So I actually never talked about the things that I don't like about living in Mexico. I actually asked, I had the group chat last night, like, what is it that you don't like? And one person said, the traffic. But it's the same kind of thing I talked about earlier about how, like, you can dislike something. You can really, really like an oatmeal raisin cookie, although I don't know why you would. But like, not love raisins, right? It's just, it might not be for you. You might, yeah. right? So like living here, loving living here, there are still going to be things that are like, okay, well, if I could magic wand it away, I would do it. So the traffic is one of them. The traffic is just a thing. Like it's not worth complaining about. It's never going to change, right? Another thing that was said was the expectation of small talk. I don't small talk. I think this person falls into the trap of small talking. I don't small talk. I don't want to. Anywhere, right? This isn't about being here. I don't small talk anywhere. We're not doing this. How can I most quickly do this transaction, this thing, and move? I'm not a small talker. This person denies being an extrovert, but she's the extrovert of our group, and so whatever. I think my thing would be general bureaucracy. General bureaucracy. Like, and it's not a thing that makes me not love living here. I love living here. But, and when I say general bureaucracy, I don't just mean from like the government. I mean like anything. Like, what time do things open and close? Girl, when they want. Is what it says on the federal government's website what's actually going to happen? Absolutely not. But that's another one of those things where if this really bothers you, then certain countries are not countries for you to move to, right? Because it's not going to change, right? Like the fact that a lot of things are like guidelines, right? Like the figuring out how to get our driver's license was a lot of like guessing because like the information is very unclear. The information is, and we're gathering it from multiple sources. It's very, very unclear. So we just have to go there and figure it out. If you're like, I need an exact roadmap of how this is done and it needs to be right, and I want to get this from a government site, it's not the place for you. It's not, because it's not going to happen. You're going to have to hit a group chat and be like, okay, who has done this and how did you do it? You're going to have to compare that, find out how long ago they did that. Have the processes possibly changed since then? You're going to have to go to the site, see what it says, and check multiple sites because there may be like a federal site and then like a state site or a city site, and they're going to have different information. And where do you go? What are the best chances that this is going to work, right? Like it's a lot of piecing together things to make them work, to get like the information you need. A lot of times we will in the group chat send something like, what do you think this means? Are you understanding this the same way I do? Because it's not making sense, right? And so it's not clicking all the way for me. So like work with me. Going through that process, if that would bother you, there are a whole lot of countries you shouldn't move to. Mexico being one of them. That is my one thing. I think all the other things I'm like, it's just life. And that's the one thing. It's not that it bothers me, because it doesn't bother me so much that I don't love living here. It's just like, a lot of times, like, how do I do this thing? I don't know. We'll figure it. We'll figure it out. It just becomes the motto. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. I don't know. So besides the like, I don't know and I'll figure it out, things are generally like good. That's my one thing. What are the rules to the? I don't know. I can't. I'm gonna have to do a lot of research to figure out how to get this thing done. Yeah, really getting our driver's license, we all looked at the page and came back to a consensus like, okay, I think this is how, are you sure about, it took 3 of us reading it to figure out what to do, where to go, how to make it happen. And even then, we were like, we think this is right. I don't know. I don't know. Mm, I don't know. All right, what are we talking about? Oh yeah, that really sucks, Angela. I have never had it happen, but when it happens, it can ruin your entire trip. I've had it happen in other places like Egypt. What does your hand do? So, Michael, what were we specifically saying is problematic that you feel? Because if the word problematic was used, it was used specifically about something. So don't just be general, Michael Gonzalez. Be specific. What was the thing that we were describing as problematic? And please tell us why it wasn't. I know you're not talking about a man putting his hands on a woman. That can't be. That can't be what you're saying. Is just we should accept as merely different. Because boy, this ain't here. This ain't what you want to do right here. That's not it. So what was the instead of calling out the word usage, let's call it out in context. What were we talking about that someone described as problematic? That you feel is us feeling like we're superior instead of accepting the way it's merely different. That's a very, very terrible description of problematic. First of all, lots of things are seen as problematic by people who do not have any power and who don't consider themselves superior, such as men touching women in an unwelcome and undesired fashion. It's not because women see themselves as superior and the men just have a different point of view. It's because it's a violation. So, Michael Gonzalez, since you came in at an hour and 35 minutes, oh, child, we almost done. Since you came in and you have a problem with the use of the word problematic, while having a terrible definition of the word problematic, tell us, not without context, baby. If you're going to do it, do it. If you run up with the word. What did we say was problematic? Come, share. Or click the X. Please get out of here. Like, you're not just going to come in here with your terrible, incorrect definitions and accuse us of feeling superior for what? To who? For how? Share or get gone. Or also just get gone. There's an X. You can stop watching. You can X out. You can give it a thumbs down on the way out. Baby, I do not care. Engagement is engagement, but this ain't it. Not with these terrible definitions. Usually a term used by people who feel they're superior. Really? Problematic? Just wild. Just using words, you don't know what they mean. Wild. Do better. He ain't got no receipts. He ain't got no receipts. What did we describe as problematic? This is actually a funny one because I'd be like, well, what'll happen if I press this button? At ATMs all the time in other countries, I got to be like, what'll happen if I press that button? This looks like the right button. See what happens. Learn that conversion, though, when they ask you if you want, they decline the conversion. That's what you need to know. You need to know how to say decline the conversion. Decline. Look that up. in your translation app before you get there. What's the word for conversion? And what's the word for no? Decline, all of that stuff. Do that. Alicia knows walkability in mass transit. I be on the metro like, take me anywhere, baby. On the bus, I dragged Angel on the bus maybe every day. It was the worst bus ride. I dragged her on the worst bus ride possible. We could have walked there. We hit traffic. We could have walked there faster. Right? We're just hanging out on the bus talking. We hit it. We hit one spot of traffic, and the bus ride went from being like 15 minutes to being like 45 in just one little smidge of traffic. We could have walked. It's like a 30-minute walk. We could have walked there faster. She was like, "This is terrible," and I was like, "It is. It would be equally terrible if you're in a car. Now we get to see things from up on high on the bus." Words. Words. No answers. Words. No answers. Like, are you a Mexican American who lives in Mexico? Or do you live in America? Because if you live in America, you're a foreigner, baby. And you in people who live in Mexico's business. For why? Because you have thoughts? More thoughts on living in Mexico than the people who actually live in Mexico? You don't have to do this. Isn't there a soccer game to watch? Isn't there tea to make? Like, can't you pick up the New York Times or Reddit or something? This ain't for you. Personal take, I did not love Oaxaca Central, but I've heard great things about the outskirts of the city, the state, like being out of the city. I've heard is very wonderful. I have not done it. I've only been to the center of a city. Did not love it. But I want to check it out again. I don't like people denigrating my parents' homeland. Baby, you don't live there. I do. Shut your mouth. Because you're just here talking shit. No answers. Now you got to get blocked. For why? For why? Babe, I actually live in the place. I'm talking about things I don't like living in the place. I'm talking about your parents' homeland. Child. Still ain't told us what was problematic besides using the word problematic. Get a hobby. Like, it's always a man. Michael, I hope you're still watching it. When I say it's always a man, I really mean it. It's always a man. This the one. Misunderstood and won't own up to it. Denigrating his parents' homeland. Baby, I live here. You don't. What is the part that was problematic? Child. Woo. All right. Let's see. What are we talking about? All right. It has been 2 hours. I want to end on a more positive note. Y'all know I don't really pay attention to trolls, but I would truly like trying to have a conversation with this man about what was problematic. Nothing. Absolutely. But we think we're superior. Just say comprehension isn't your strong suit and move on. Because that's what it's looking like, Michael. All the disrespect intended. All of it. Okay, friends. I'm about to go live in 30 minutes with the members in the membership. I'm about to go live and have like a really quick catch up. We did a Zoom this week on Thanksgiving Day in the membership. Good times. Simi says I might get some similar comments later. Yes, because people will look at a thumbnail and comment all the time. Comment on the thumbnail, and I'm like, you think you sound smart? You haven't even watched it. Commenting on a video you haven't watched. Like you think that makes you an expert at what? Like y'all just know my thumbnails. They're not like, it's not clickbait. It's not clickbait. I'm legit talking about, I talk about things I don't like. It's not clickbait. There are things I don't like. I'm allowed to say that. We should never move somewhere and pretend that we like everything. It's not helpful. It's not helpful. Tyra, the link to join live is already there. So if you look under my videos on my page, you should see an upcoming video, just like you saw this one. It'll be there. I'm going to change that. It's public now, but I'm going to change it to members only when we get off this live. All right, friends. What do we want to talk about as we're wrapping this up? Like the video. If you haven't liked it already, subscribe. Unless you're Michael, don't do that. You're just going to get your feelings hurt over and over again. But maybe you like that. Maybe you like getting your feelings. You would have to like getting your feelings hurt to show up here talking that smack. What do you think was going to happen? Denigrating my parents' homeland. Boy. It's exactly what we were talking about earlier. Stay in your foreign business. Stay in your foreign business. But they hate that. They hate that. It's triggering that we live in a place where they think they have the only right to. Triggering. Anyway, I want you to find the city that's right for you. I want you to move to the place that's right for you. I want you to join Burnout from Bliss if it's right for you. Currently, the payment plan until the end of the day on Tuesday is $100 a month. If you have the All Access Pass to Exodus Summit this year, it's $85 a month. I will not offer this payment plan again for the rest of the year, and the price is going up next year. So now's the time to get in if you want that plan. And from Burnout to Bliss, I help people move abroad. People who want more, want different out of life. I help you move abroad. I mostly help you take career breaks and move abroad. We talk about it all. We have a monthly group coaching session where we all get together and talk about how we're feeling, what's going on, how we can help each other, etc. Yeah. Lovely Day wants another investing video in the future. I'm going to do that, Lovely Day. I have one in mind. Just got to do it. Yes, Tish, there should be a link if you go to my channel. There should be a link that you can see to the next video. So I'll see the people in my community who've joined. There's a link to join in this description. I will see you guys that have joined. Or if you're going to join right now before we go live in 25 minutes, you can join for the link in the description. Thank you guys for coming today. Thank you for being community. Thank you for being in community with me. Thank you. I really appreciate you guys. And I will talk to you next time. Bye.